Hello everyone, just wanted to make a YouTube video on my John Deere 445 garden tractor. I've been working on it on and off for about 4 years. Tore it apart 2.5 years ago, and it's been sitting tore apart for 2.5 years. Thank God for my neighbor. He's been awesome. He's been mowing for me. What happened to it originally was it busted the cam gear. I pulled the motor apart, rebuilt it, thanks to Side and Strickers in Columbia, Missouri. Snide and Stricker sold me the kits to rebuild everything, all the new parts, but the problem was they sold me a California governor for it. And when I put it back together, it would lunge on a regular basis. I couldn't get it to lunge, so I had set the governor with it running. I know you're not supposed to do that, but I had to do something to get it mowing. Got it mowing, and in the process of that, figured out that that the governor was the wrong one, so I had to tear the motor all back apart. Tore the motor all back apart, rebuild it, and it literally, like 2 months after I rebuilt it, it started blowing. It just blew at the church where I mow. It blew this fuse, that fuse right down there. I don't know if you can see it or not, but there's two 15-amp fuses right there. There you go. You can see them now. It blew that top fuse, and I couldn't figure out what was going on with it. So I just brought it home, thought, this thing was just hammered. I had rebuilt this 10 years ago. No, 18 years ago. Or 16 years ago, I rebuilt this. I cut the pan out of it and welded a new one in it because it was rusted out. And what I ended up doing was I ended up stripping the thing down to the motor and transmission and basically stripped everything off of it and rebuilt the motor, fixed the governor. And then for the last 3 months, I've been fighting these lights, trying to get them wired and figured out how to wire it and make it work, and figure out how to wire it and get the wiring down to the tractor so I could actually, sorry about my finger, I could actually get it to be able to take the fender off. And what I did was, you'll see in here, what I did was I ended up using a 4-way off of a trailer, and I can be able to disconnect it. And basically what I got is I got lights. Let me show you here. This is for this right here is for, this will be on the dash. It's for this right here. Right here is the to run this sprayer that I got for it right there. Got a sprayer right there. And then basically I wanted some lights on it because I have the tail lights that were on here had that little bracket that came down here. I trimmed all that off and sanded it down, and before I sent it to the powder coater, and he got it all fixed up for me, got it pretty. But basically I wanted to be able to have some light on it so people could see me out here on the highway. I'll show you here in a second what I'm talking about. But and I wanted everything to shut off with a key, or be able to shut, like in the daytime when I don't need to run the lights, I can use the dash switch to just shut everything off, or be able to turn everything on. And I was going to originally put a switch on the flashers so I didn't have to run the flashers, but I thought I never want to not run the flashers when I'm mowing, so it don't really matter to me. But basically have wired all that in to the dash here, and I'm in the process of, now I'm to the process of where I had this extended years ago. I had this extended up to right about where that mark is. No, it's actually probably about up in here. Had a little 8-inch riser because I'd raised the seat up 3.5 inches because, just so you know, I'm 6'5" and 420 20 pounds now, thank God. Not 450 pounds. It used to be 450 pounds. In the process of trying to lose weight. And the tractor just didn't fit me when I first bought it. I mean, it fit me, but it was kind of a nightmare to ride. It hurt my back and my knees. And I just, like I said, I raised that up and got that done. And it didn't have a 3-point hitch on it. And so what I did was, where's that light at? Here we go. Here's the light. So what I did was I put a 3-point hitch on it, and that little clip right there, that little clip right up there, that is the biggest nightmare of a thing I've ever, that clip took me 3 hours putting that thing on and off and on and off. And doing that hole right there wasn't bad, but doing that down here, right down here, there's on the frame where the pedals go forward and back, that gasket was leaking, and I bet I spent an hour down there messing with that thing, trying to get that O-ring, that second O-ring out. And basically I got that 3-point hitch for this. I've always wanted one of these. Sorry, there's some trash on it, but it's a 48-inch tiller with a PTO driven, or goes up underneath the shaft driven up underneath. That goes up underneath the tractor and plugs into the PTO shaft. And then the mower deck for it's right there. It's all finished. It's been finished for about 6 months. I rebuilt the bearings and painted the pulleys, and I did a little custom stuff. I wasn't doing this thing to make anybody else happy. I was doing it to make me happy. And they sent the stickers for it, and it said commercial deck, and I thought, hey, I'm sticking the stickers on there. They look kind of cool anyway. I like them. But basically I got that, and then in here, I will show you in here, my parts washing machine. But basically in here, what I got is the grill for it. Basically, sorry about that. Oh. Basically restored the front, but you can see in here, maybe. There you go. You can see it now. See that? That's an LED light. I sanded that flush and mounted that in there because basically out on my front property out here, I've got a ditch that I mow, and when I mow, I lean to the right, and my head kind of hangs right over the shoulder about maybe 6-8 inches. And about 2 years ago, would have been 4 years ago, I had a guy in a Dodge pickup that was looking at his cell phone going down the road, and basically he was over on the shoulder, and I didn't see him coming. I didn't have no taillights, so he didn't see me, and he got within about 1.5 feet of my head. And if he'd hit me with them big mirrors, it'd have killed me. But I got wheel weights for it that I've had powder coated, and then I've had all that powder coated. That's a muffler thing. My daughter keeps telling me to stop saying so much, so I apologize for that. But got the floor pans, they're powder coated, and the floorboards. And then in this box right here is my hood, and then behind there, behind there's my side panels. So I don't know, this is my first video in a very long time, so I apologize for the poor quality of it, but hopefully this will inspire somebody to work on their tractor, and it'll inspire me to work on mine, because like I said, I've not been very ambitious when it comes to this here.